community instead of destroying ourselves through our petty bickering, wars, and nuclear holocaust.
Like the dawning of a new day, the internet is quickly sweeping away the darkness. The truth will not be stopped.
We're now seeing this wall of censorship cracking apart in the United States. Just recently we had a major TV network special, and I found it absolutely amazing because Peter Jennings of ABC just very matter-of-factly told a national audience that the Robinson panel of the 50s and the Operation Blue Book, Project Blue Book of the 60s were not really scientific-based investigations. They were just public relations efforts to try to get people not to be thinking about UFOs. So in other words, all you folks out there who are old enough to have seen all the newspaper reports on the Robinson panel and hear what Blue Book said, it was just hogwash. Never mind.
The non-human intelligence presence has been here for a long time, that Colonel Philip Corso said there are 57 different races, and that some accords were made to talk about their presence, whether it be Hollywood, movies, or whatever, including the ABC special, that if it isn't done soon, they will probably do it.
Extraterrestrials are not a national security issue. They're an educational and social issue for our society, and they may be a spiritual issue.
When I retired from the military, I went to work for the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and I worked with them for 14 years. So I've got 42 years of government service behind me, and throughout all those years I had the very highest security classification you could have, top secret. When I was in NATO in 1963 through 1967, I had cosmic top secret, which was and still is the highest level of security in NATO. That's how I got involved in this crazy UFO field.
Through the 50s and 60s and 70s, we referred to aliens as extraterrestrials. But now that science has been catching up with us to a certain degree, we have changed our definition of an alien. It's probably more accurate to call them extra-dimensional beings, because that would explain their ability to traverse vast distances. They operate in more dimensions. I mean, even the current theoretical model of the universe is upwards of 30 dimensions. So we're living in a multi-dimensional universe, and so it's not uncommon to theorize that we're going to encounter beings that operate in more dimensions than we do. And that would explain a lot of the phenomenon related to UFOs, how they're able to appear and disappear, move very fast, do all the things that the ETs go, walk through walls, have remarkable psychic abilities and sort of communicate telepathically. It would really go a long way to explaining the phenomenon surrounding it. What looks like magic to us can really be explained through extra dimensionality.
Are any of us really prepared for the kind of paradigm shift that would come with not just disclosure, but with contact and communication with intelligences from other worlds? Is it possible that as a species we have reached the point that our minds actually filter and generate acceptable constructs which all too often become our day-to-day realities?
There is so little of your reality that is really based on truth that it's just stunning.
Ho sentito dire che ci sono altri mondi abitati.
I've heard that there are other worlds that are inhabited.
E Padre Pio rispose.
And Padre Pio answered.
E che vorresti che solo noi, in questo piccolo pianeta che è il nostro mondo, amassimo Dio, ma ci saranno tanti altri mondi nei quali ameranno il Signore.
Would you believe that it would just be our tiny world that would be giving glory to God? There has to be many more worlds, many more planets that exist with inhabitants that would be giving glory to God. It is not just us.
If I told you that the very nature of the moon and Mars and most of the planets in the solar system is being kept from you for specific reasons, to make you think that you're completely alone and that these planets can't be colonized.
Back in the 50s, the big question was, Do they come from Mars or do they come from Venus? And by the 60s and 70s, we had gotten a little more sophisticated in our